righty. Welcome in and welcome back, everybody. Always good to be back on the MLS Live podcast on Sports Prophet TV. It has been it's going to be a very busy time of the year, starting very quickly. We've got all the big European leagues starting back. Most of us bet more than just MLS, but this show obviously about MLS. We also have college football, NFL starting soon. So busy time of the year. But we, of course, are here to talk about Major League Soccer. And we've got a really big show planned. So it's good to be here, Garrett.
Yeah, you're probably going to be pumping out the content here soon. Because I know the American football, that's your bread and butter. So I'm excited to tune into that and check that stuff out.
Yeah, I appreciate that, buddy. I would be honest. I mean, I'm always excited for this time of the year, but there's like part of me that also dreads it a little bit just because of like how busy it is.
It's I get it.
Unbelievably busy, but there's no escaping it now. I've already chose this path in life, so I don't think I'll ever change my ways as far as betting on sports. I don't think people just stop doing that. But welcome into the chat. Good to see the chat popping. And got Rich and Graham in there. Graham says almost hammered Vancouver minus 150 due to Mueller versus Houston. I live in Vancouver. I'm still thankful for not doing that. Welcome in, sir. Trap God in the house. All right.
Vancouver's in a much better spot this weekend.
I agree. And we will get to that because I know the plays in advance. But I don't want to spoil them too much. We got a big show planned. I teased it a little bit. If you follow the podcast on Twitter, we are going to have multiple 2-unit releases on the show today for show picks. Those are 9-0-1, 1 push, 9 wins, 100% record on the 2-unit show picks. And I think they're 8-0-1, and then our 3-unit, we had like 1 3-unit that cashed. So
multi-unit plays.
Yeah, multi-unit plays have not missed on the show this season. Speaks for itself. But let's jump into it. I'm really excited about this week's slate. I think it's a fantastic slate. Lots of awesome games to talk about, and we're going to talk about several. So we're going to jump right into it, looking at FC Cincinnati. Beautiful view. They're hosting NYCFC.
Yeah, so this is going to be me, and we're going to take NYCFC plus half at the spread or double chance, depending on how your book lays it out, as they travel to Cincinnati, and that's at only minus 110. I have wanted to fade Cincy for a while now. Like, I've been looking for the spot to fade them. Evander and Dinke are carrying this team harder than any other DP group in the league. They have 52 points, Cincinnati does, on only 34 expected. They're exceeding their expected goals and their expected goals against. They've won only 2 of their last 6 matches. Nico Fernandez for NYCFC, it has looked great in the 2 league matches he's played. He played in Leagues Cup as well. NYC hasn't been great on the road this season, but I think that was pre Nico Fernandez. And if you look at their recent record, they've taken 7 of a possible 9 points in their last 3 road games. Like, just really starting to find their groove on the road. The price here just doesn't. It just represents a little bit of value for me. I know Cincy are in the race for the Supporters Shield, but again, I mean, this team has overexceeded all the metrics all season long, and you're either super great or super lucky when you're doing that. And this team is, like I said, this team only has 2 players that actively contribute, and it's Evander and Dinke. Outside of that, you're hit or miss on everyone else. They do have some guys injured in the midfield. It sounds like Yedlin just got moved. I think right before the show came out.
Yep.
It looks like Yedlin's going to. Let me pull it back up because I don't even remember now. Where
was it? Colorado.
RSL. So Yedlin's going to Salt Lake. So I don't want to expect him in there. So like some changes for sure. Some injuries that they're dealing with. I can totally see New York coming in here and getting a draw and walking out of there with a point. And like I said, I think this team, I'm really high on New York right now. I like how they look. I like how they're playing. I think Fernandez could legitimately be a missing piece for this team to propel them to another level. And so I'm going to put my money where my mouth is and back NYC here in a tough place to go into in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I like this. I think this is sharp. Yes, Evander is playing like the best player in the league right now, right? But even the best player in the league can't just bang 30-yard goals every single game over and over. It just doesn't happen in any league every single game, right? So what he's been doing has been really fun to watch. But again, we try to back, you know, some negative regression kind of back to the mean, and I think this is a good spot to do it. I'm also with you. We talked about NYCFC a couple of weeks ago before they made that move for Nico, and why we like that. And then you knew a little bit more about him than I did going like pre-move, right? I don't know if you just watched tape or you'd seen him play before, but you hit that one on the head. I think he's been a great addition for NYCFC, and that's a move that actually kind of catapults this team into like playoff run territory type of squad, right? So I like this. Again, I think it's sharp. I think that I almost want to say the way NYCFC is playing right now, this is almost a bigger game for them than it is for FC Cincinnati at home. So kind of have that angle to it as well. But nice price. I think it's sharp. I think that we'll probably see some money come in on New York as the week goes on. All right, moving right along. FC Dallas hosting LAFC. I had to find a new background. I change the backgrounds like every now and then for different teams. I just try to keep it fresh on the show, right? But I don't know if anybody's seen FC Dallas's current stadium situation. It's disgusting. It's the grossest stadium in Major League Soccer right now. Like I wouldn't pay to see a game there. I hardly want to pay to see a game on TV that's being played there. It's been that bad. They've poor planning. They've got to figure that out. So found some fireworks for the 4th of July show. This is a lot better view of the stadium, right? On to the pick. I think LAFC, after they added Son, I love the way the attack looks. We talked about it a little bit last week with him in there. I honestly think this is a team that is going to kind of ride that momentum and go on a run and be a good team to back for a while here. I'm going to take their team total over 1.5. They are favored. I think they're like close to even money to win this game. FC Dallas, I don't love them, but you know, they're pesky at home. They could score a goal or two. It wouldn't shock me. I think LFC wins this game, but I'm going to take the team total route because I love the way the attack has been looking since Son arrived. So yeah, I'm keeping it simple here with the team total. And FC Dallas has actually not been very good defensively this year. I looked up the updated metrics before we got on the show, and they're still bottom 10. I mean, they're right there with like Atlanta and like San Diego. Like they're right around in the neighborhood with those two type of clubs defensively, which has not been great, right? So yeah, I think LAFC stays hot, and I think they can score a couple goals here. What about you?
Yeah, so I looked at this game. This is giving me draw vibes. LA does not travel to Dallas well historically. I get it. Every LA team's a little different, right? Because this team goes through transition periods as they swap out big player for big player. But Dallas is not an easy place to play. It's going to be hotter than LA's used to. 91, 92, probably right around kickoff. Dallas is very used to that. My look here was trying to find a way or a leg to get both teams to score to work. It's too juice to take straight. So I do think Dallas is going to be competitive here, which means that they're going to have to score, right? Because you have to assume LAFC is going to get one or two of their own. So I like, of course, LAFC's on the road. That's why team total is a little more playable here than if they were at home naturally. I think this one could have goals. LAFC's got defensive injuries to deal with right now. And when I look at their last stretch of games, they haven't dealt with it the best. So yeah, I could see the team total hitting. I think Dallas is going to be competitive here. I think this could be a fun game to watch for goals. Actually, I really do. Um, I it's hard to say who wins here, but because Dallas has been absolutely abysmal at home. Like it's they are representing that stadium situation very well with that home record. But no, yeah, I'm okay with this. Like I said, I like both teams to score. I like goals here, I think, in a sneaky fashion, with Dallas contributing. So I can see it.
Cool. Simple play. We will keep it moving. All right, on to our next game to preview here. RSL at home hosting the Loons, Minnesota.
So I don't eat a lot of juice. It's not something I do, but they're giving me, and this line has been moving throughout the day, like getting better. And so I finally fired at minus 150 for Minnesota United double chance. Same play like we're doing with NYCFC, except just with Minnesota United as they are traveling to RSL. And I'll be full disclosure, this is probably a line that's not going to get any CLV. So I'm just informing you now so that if you want to wait and see, feel free. Minnesota United is wheeling and dealing right now. And there's a world where Oluwasei, the leading scorer for them, completes a deal to Villarreal in La Liga. So that looks like it's going to go through. It's not done yet, but it's well on its way. The word I'm hearing from beat writers is that they expect him to play in this game Saturday. And then after that, it's up in the air, depending on when the deal gets through. But yeah, he looks like he's on his way to La Liga. Also, Turkey, a team in Turkey submitted a bid for Pereira, somewhere around 8 million, I think is what was being reported.
Whoa.
They only bought that guy for 2 million. So 8 million is definitely going to be enticing where you have to think about it. I don't have any more updated information on that, but I would be surprised if Minnesota doesn't accept that bid. So there's a world where Pereira is not in this game either. So you're looking at two of their best players not in this game. I'm just giving you full disclosure. Like this line could get even better if that does come to fruition. But Minnesota is still one of the best road teams in the league. Period, hands down. Only allowed, I think, 14 goals through 13 road games. Solid defensively. It's going to keep you in on any game when you travel. And it's RSL. I just don't know what else to say, but it's RSL. Like they're doing exactly what they should be doing right now. They're meeting all their metrics. It's all just average, very, very average. They're not good. They're not terrible. And so and historically, Minnesota doesn't have any issues going to Utah. Like if you I'm not a big head-to-head guy, but I'd like to see, like, does elevation bother a team, right? Like, is this a problem? Because RSL plays a little higher than most of the league, and they don't. RSL only have 3 wins in their last 20 meetings with Minnesota. And I would be willing to say this is one of the worst RSL teams that Minnesota is going to face over those 20 games. So so you can take some of the stars off Minnesota. I'm okay with it. That team is still pretty deep. That team can still compete. I mean, Yeboah is just going to fill in at the starting spot. Oluwasi's got 10 goals. He leads the league. Yeboah's got 9. It's not like there's a huge drop off there. Where like we look at RSL, who didn't have Diego Luna, and like that was a huge gap between leading goal scorer and the next man up. So yeah, I'm willing to eat the juice here on a Minnesota side, who I think is going to be shorthanded going into face a team that I just don't think is very good in RSL. And you're giving me double chance here at a playable price. And again, this might get better. It really could become a better price. I would be shocked if it just turns back around and goes to where it's like minus 175, minus 180, and doesn't get playable anymore. I just can't see that happening with all the stuff going on with Minnesota right now, as they are doing lots of wheeling and dealing. Sounds like they've already agreed for an attacking midfielder out of Austria. So that tells me maybe the Pereira deal is like done and he might not be there Saturday. Like I said, I'm hoping for Oluwase is going to play like the beat writer suggests. They're also looking at other wingers, one from South Africa. So Minnesota's got a lot of irons in the fire right now. And I think that's what is going to make this price even better potentially.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's good to kind of put that up front, like you said. But even still, I mean, say both of those guys don't play, you still got Robin Lod, you still got Halanganai. I mean, you like you said, they're deep, right? And Rosales can play, up kind of more like a forward position if he needs to. They are really deep, and RSL, honestly, they're just a fade. Like this team is just a giant fade for me. So I can't really argue with you on this one. This is a game like I'm not shocked if Minnesota goes and wins, in Salt Lake City because it's just ourselves a fade. So I have no issues with this whatsoever. Oh, and then I thought about this earlier when you were talking about Oluwase. They were paying him like $87,000 at one point last year.
Oh yeah.
When
No,
yeah, and now they're selling him for like 7-8 million.
yeah, 7 or 8 million, and he's gonna. I mean, that's a big pay bump, man. The league is a big pay bump, so good for him. Like he did his thing.
Right on. San Antonio FC represent. All right. Here we go. Next game. All right. Full disclosure for me this time. This is a gut play. Columbus Crew hosting New England Rebs. Obviously, former Columbus Crew coach, now with the Rebs. Would expect this team to come in focused. That being said, they've looked a little bit defensive lately, and I don't know if they are clutching onto things, just trying to damage control at this point because they've scored some goals this year, but when they've done that, they've gotten busted open defensively. So gut play here. I honestly think this game goes under. I think this game has the makings of a good under. Columbus, I think their new striker is supposed to be able to debut for this game, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't really think he just comes in and starts.
He hasn't played since Leagues Cup, June 23rd. So I don't know if he can just jump into and start and go 60, 75 minutes. But yes, we absolutely should see him debut at some point. All the visa and stuff is done and checked out.
Okay, cool. And I'm really high on him, by the way. Like I have made that known. I'm really high on him. Yeah, I think he's perfect fit for Nancy's system. I think he's going to absolutely pour the goals in. But for this game in particular, total's too high for me. I mean, a 3 would have made some sense, and I still might have flirted with the under 3.25 at a playable number. It's a gut play. I just don't see this game being wide open. I think that Porter's going to have his guys really focused and defensive. I think they're going to be defensive for this one. And we've seen Columbus kind of like take their foot off the gas at some points this year. We've seen them miss a lot of big chances this year without, that stud 9 in there. So I don't have too much to say about this one other than I really don't see this one being a goal fest personally.
So yeah, I think this game goes one of two ways. Carlos Gil came out and basically said things got to change. He didn't really specify what needed to change, like if he was talking about players, coaches, whatever. But that is your that's your guy. That's the Revs guy. I think he just passed Twellman for most goal contributions in Revs history last game. So like that is Mr. New England Revolution coming out and saying something's got to change. So I think either this team gets galvanized or this team gets ripped. And I don't know which way it's going to go. You would think galvanized and they actually show up, play competitive. I know Porter doesn't want to get embarrassed, but I'm not sure how much voice Porter still has over this team. Like it sounds like the team's getting away from him. So this is an interesting spot for sure. And I think we're going to learn a lot about New England's future, both with the 8 or 9 games left in the season and into next season. After this game, I really do. I think this is going to be a turning point one way or another.
Right on. All right, folks. Without further ado, we get into our 2-unit releases. We've got 2 to end the show, both orchestrated and originated by Garrett.
So we got Philadelphia Union hosting the Chicago Fire, and we're just taking the over 3 at -110. I don't think it should be -110. I really don't. Chicago still have the best attack on the road in both goals for and expected goals. Philly just keeps adding attackers. That seems to be what they do now. They're just going to sprinkle, 1 to 3 million on each attacker and just keep bringing them in. They have a top 5 attack this season. Andre Blake is also pretty questionable with what looks like a soft tissue injury that he suffered in the first half of last week. When he was walking off, you could see him kind of just gripping at that hamstring. Those don't come back quick, right? Like, even because for American football, like hamstring injuries are an issue, man.
Yeah.
So I would be shocked if we see him in goal. And that's always a loss to Philadelphia, even though Blake's getting a little older, not as spectacular as he once was. He's still a leader on that team. And so him not being out there, definitely a problem. It's just an easy total for me to jump on because I don't expect, even though I don't expect Chicago Fire's new addition from Porto to debut yet. If we get him, that's a nice surprise, but I'm not expecting it. I love this Fire attack, man. And on the road, they're just all gas. They're all gas. Philly can answer anybody in attack. I just see a goal fest here, man. This game could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm absolutely with you. The good thing about Chicago, right? You kind of alluded to it already. They can score 7 goals on the road as they have this year, and they can also allow 7 goals on the road as they have this year. So that's how they play. That's how the Fire play on the road. It's been a lot of fun. Not so much at home. I don't know why, but they're on the road. So it has been a lot of fun on the road this year. And yeah, the Union, man. Barbo's got like 15. He didn't even start last week. He played the second half. They brought in
start most weeks. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I've grown to really like the guy because how can you not like him?
You just wonder what Philly thinks about him because they just keep bringing in more attackers. Now I know his name has been mentioned in the transfer window. So we'll see if anything actually closes with that. There's still a couple more weeks for other leagues. MLS's window does close Thursday, so any guys they're bringing in have to happen by Thursday. But yeah, it's just so wild, dude. That dude doesn't start consistently, and just he's always in the right spot at the right time, man. He's got a nose for it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. He's got a nose for it for sure. I like this one. I don't have too much for it other than I like it. All right. Next one, combo play. Also a 2-unit.
So I'm going back to the Cincinnati game because I'm super high on this New York team. I'm super high on them this weekend. I think they get a goal. And that's all I need from that game is I need NYC to score 1 goal. Team total over a half. And we're going to add that to Vancouver's team total over 1.5 at -105. Slap 2 units on it as Vancouver hosts St. Louis. I've talked about NYC. I'm not going to dive into there. But I love Vancouver hosting St. Louis. And St. Louis have leaked more in the West when they're on the road than everyone but LA Galaxy. Vancouver is injected with that Mueller hype after his debut. This is, like I said, St. Louis just leaks, man, on the road. They just leak. This has 2+ goals written all over it for me. And so I'm taking them, like I said, their team total over 1.5. NYCFC, give me a goal, -105. I'm a big fan of this price, man.
Yeah, me too. NYC, we talked about them, why we like them in that game. I definitely expect them to score at least one in that game. And then Vancouver. That was a really fun game. I actually caught the second half of that one for Mueller's debut. Unfortunately, that his goal got canceled, right? But even taking the canceled goal out, they created 2.54 xG against Houston. So a little bit of an unfortunate result there for Vancouver at home. St. Louis, since their coaching change, it's very unfortunate for sure. Since their coaching change, they have actually opened it up a little bit. And so they've tried to attack more, and that's not so, you attack more, you're going to leak a little more. So, like that one a lot. I like the momentum that Vancouver's got going here, similar to LAFC's momentum with Sun. Obviously, better that Vancouver's at home here makes this an even better parlay piece. I like it. I've got a good feeling about this weekend. I love the card for the show. I love the board as a whole for MLS. This is one of my favorite weekends so far for Major League Soccer. So really like it.
And I will say I'm actively avoiding the teams in Leagues Cup both
Yep.
that are playing tonight. Those lines feel very baity, and I just I just don't want any of it. I'm not going to take the really good line. I don't know what is going to happen later tonight with the other two teams. I don't know what they're going to do this weekend when they probably should rotate, but who knows? All those lines look pretty decent. I'm going to just stay away from all Leagues Cup teams this weekend.
Here, let's those are our official picks. Garrett, do you have any thoughts on Nashville against Orlando?
That for me, it's a tough game to call. Orlando playing midweek. Hard to say, but Nashville, this is the worst form they've been in all season. It doesn't strike me as an instant bounce back spot for Nashville. I don't know what Orlando's going to look like or do, based on what happens tonight. Like, I mean, they're still stuck in a tight one with Toluca 0-0 in the 70th minute right now. So Nashville's been very good at home. If it was plus money, even just plus 105, plus 110, I might be interested. I'm not going to eat any juice right now, even the smallest of juice on a Nashville side that is playing its worst soccer of the season. This is the worst time of the year to be playing your worst soccer of the season. So, that's a game I'm probably going to stay away. Gut says under. Like if I had to like really like make a play there, Gut says under because, like I said, Nashville's just not playing well, and I think Orlando is probably going to sit back a little bit, having to travel to Nashville, who they know has a good attack after coming off a midweek match. So, that's what I'm probably just going to be at and enjoy watching it as a fan and just not have any action on, which is a rarity for Nashville games.
Yeah, for sure. And Orlando has been playing really good. I know they've kind of been our bugaboo this year on the show, but they have been playing good.
Ojeda's the MVP, and I don't even think like that's debatable right now.
You think he's the MVP over Evander?
I think he's the MVP over Dyers. I don't think Evander is top 2.
Really? Mm-mm. I'm more impressed with
Dyers is crushing it, but Ojeda's doing it in both ways, right? Goals and assists. And so, I mean, like you watch that dude play, and he's right now my league MVP.
I mean, it is kind of it's a stats award, right? I mean, same thing with the NFL. It's whichever quarterback throws the most yards and touchdowns. So I get that. I mean, you obviously it's a different discussion to say that either of those guys are a better player. I mean, the best player is Evander of those three, obviously, right?
Dyers is good, man.
Okay, fair enough.
Evander's very good. Don't get me wrong. Dyers is very good as well. Like I knew Dyers could ball. I didn't know he could do this, right? Like comes over, new expansion side, no chemistry, and just like the way he facilitates on top of scoring is just impressive. Evander's a baller. Dude is good. He's probably more talented, but he doesn't do more overall for his team than those two do, if that makes sense, right? Like Evander's going to get you a goal on a free kick from 20 yards out when you absolutely need one.
Right.
But that's tough. Like Evander's probably more talented, which is probably why teams are asking about him. But I can't see Cincy moving him. Like it doesn't make sense. You're going to overpay to get him now.
Yeah. And you shouldn't sell him.
He's old enough that there's no resale value. So like if you're a club in Brazil, you're paying to win now, basically, is what you're trying to do.
Yeah. Fair enough. So trade deadline is tomorrow, Thursday, or next Thursday?
No, tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Window closes. So like you've seen a bunch of other moves. Like I said, the Yedlin move. You'll see a lot more stuff coming over the next 24 hours as deals get solidified. Like I know Minnesota's trying to get 2 wingers across the line. Was it today? It was today. Yeah, the Rapids are bringing in Paxton Harrison, which I thought he was going to come in as an under 22 initiative. Like that makes sense to me. Kid's 21, right? Like you can buy 2 years of a DP spot by making him under 22. I don't know if they're just paying him too much to where it goes beyond that, but he's coming in for like $7.5 million on a DP deal at 21. I think that is crazy.
Well, it's the most Colorado's ever paid, I think, for anybody, right?
It is. Colorado's not, but Colorado's not a big spender. Navarro was the most. I think he was 6 when it was all said and done.
Yeah.
But Paxton Harrison on a DP deal blows my mind. Blows it.
He's really good.
Yeah. He is good. From a sporting perspective, it's much better if he stays in Europe. But if you're going to be 21 and get a DP deal in MLS, I can understand coming back, get paid. Like I get it. But the fact that the Rapids are making him a DP just, blows my mind a little bit. Because now I'm like, you've got Mihailovic that you just moved. So you're bringing in Paxton Harrison to be the face.
Yep.
The DP deal is blowing my mind, man.
Yeah.
That's a lot to live up to now at 21. That's a lot.
Right. Yeah, it's big. I hope he does well. All right, folks. Well, we delivered as we try to do on a regular basis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 official show picks, 2 official 2-unit releases, trying to keep that perfect record. Garrett, anything else?
That's a bigger volume show for us.
That is a big show. Yeah, we had to because last week was only 4 picks. So
sure, we did to make it up, and we did.
6 picks, 2 2-units. Let's get it, guys. Let's have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here on Wednesday. Anything else, Garrett?
No, as always, thank you always for the support. We love when you tune in and chat with us and hit us up either here on X or wherever you can find us. And best of luck to whatever you're on this weekend. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.